come out today and do a little video on different fire lighting methods. So with me I've got a range of different things that you use to light a fire, and different materials and tools that you can use. Here I've been ill for a while, so my voice is a bit croaky, and I've just decided to come out for the day, get some fresh air. So here I've got some fatwood feather sticks, and I've got some fatwood shavings. So fatwood obviously is a lot better to light than normal wood, and you get this from pine trees, so it's really good stuff. It's got a lot of resin in it, so that makes it more flammable and easier to light. So I'm going to be using a ferro rod to put a spark on these. So I've just made some little feather sticks out of a few bits of fatwood here. And I've got this new ferro rod here. It's longer than the one I usually use, and I think I prefer this one a lot better because you can get more of a scrape, if that's the word. More sparks from it, I feel. There we go. Straight away, after a few scrapes of the ferro rod, this is a light. And the good thing about fatwood is it doesn't burn out. It lasts for a long time. So it's really good. Strong smelling stuff though. A lot of resin in this. But that's one way if you were stuck in an emergency or wanted to start a fire. This is the stuff you'd look for quite an easy fire to do. And then you just put all your tinder on top of that. So simple as that. So that is the fatwood feather sticks. So you can also do that with a lighter, ferro rod, matches, pretty much a lot of things you can spark that off with. So now I've got some fatwood shavings here. Got a nice pile there. And again I'm going to be using the ferro rod. So I'm just going to half it actually and show you lighting it with a lighter and then a ferro rod. These are all different ways you can light a fire out in the outdoors. So again, very easily lit. Shavings are very similar to the feather sticks, but there you have it. So a ferro rod when you're outside is very good to use. I think it's one of the best ways of fire lighting because it's really easy to use. Obviously when you have some practice it's pretty easy, and you can get it wet, so if you fall in water or anything, if you drop it, if it's raining, you'll still be able to use it, so it doesn't get damaged by water. So it's pretty good. Ferro rod is something that you should always take with you, and that's something that I always take in my fire kit. It's just like a backup or something other than all the other stuff you take with you. So you should always carry a ferro rod on you, and I'd always carry this neck knife has a 40-degree spine on it. So that's what I use. I use the back of that to spark my ferro rod. So I've got a clip-on lighter with me. I always carry probably 2 lighters in my fire kit. It's always good to carry a lighter with you, as they're obviously really easy to use and you can get a fire really quickly. Just say you're hypothermic or you need a fire quick because you're suffering from the cold. This is an easy way to start a fire. However, when you get it wet, it's hard to get it going again, and it obviously don't work well in the wind, and they're really easy to break. So if you drop it, they're really easy to break, and obviously they run out of fuel, so they don't last very long. So that isn't very good to take with you in a long-term situation, but it's always good to carry for like emergency fires. So I'm going to light some fatwood shavings with this and show you that this can work. There you go. Again, very simple, very easy, and say I was cold right now, I'd get my tinder and that would be a quick fire. So this firelight is also good for feeding a fire as well as starting one. So as you can see, the resin now is caught light and that will burn for quite a long time. So there you go. So they're always good to carry with you in case you don't have these other resources with you. You've got that with you. You can see all the resin now. So that's also good to use. You can smother sticks in the resin. That will be good for fire lighting for maybe the next day. You can carry that. So you can see it's really flammable now, and it's hard to put out. There's so much resin and flammable things in there that you just keep burning. So another thing that I carry with me is a little portable magnifying glass that folds up small. It's always good to carry one of these if it was really sunny, which today it isn't, but in sunny conditions you would use a magnifying glass and save all your other resources, because there's no need to use that if it's a really sunny day. You could get a fire going with a magnifying glass. So you'd probably use Char Cloth or tinder bundle or shavings, something like that, to start this off with. But say you were going long term, you would save all your other stuff like your lighters and your matches and use this on a sunny day. So obviously everyone probably knows about birch bark. Birch bark is such a good fire lighting material to carry on you or try and find if you are in the outdoors. So obviously everyone knows you just use a lighter or a match and it goes up, but you've got to think of alternative ways. So when using a ferro rod, you need to make little shavings and scrape off a lot of the bark so it's more flammable. You can ignite well. So trying to scrape all the material off the birch bark. So when it's lit, I'm also going to have little bits for it to light. So putting spare bits ready to put it on top. There you go. So birch bark is obviously a good material that you can find in the woods. If your forest has a lot of birch trees in, then you're obviously lucky. You can do a lot with birch bark and light it in a lot of different ways. So it's obviously something good to carry with you. So I carry it in my little tinder bag, and you can also forage for it in your woodland. So good stuff to have. Alright, so another thing to carry with you in your fire box, your tinder box, whatever you take for fire lighting, is a couple of little bits of inner tube to take. These are really quick to light, so it's easy just to light it with a lighter or a match, and these go up really quickly. So say you were in an emergency fire, that's also something good to take, an easy fire to have. Char cloth. Char cloth you can use to light with a lot of things. I think nearly everything you can use for char cloth, and it's also really good easy to make. So you just have a metal tin, and you put loads of cotton materials in there, so either a cotton shirt or a top or something like that. Put that in the pot, make an air hole in the top of your pot, and you put that on the fire, and you take it off when it stops smoking, so that means it's charred. And you can also make charcoal the exact same way. You put sticks in there, and it's exactly the same process. So char cloth is also very highly recommended when you're using flint and steel as well. So that's also a different way, another thing to use when you're outside. So get a piece of char cloth and put a few sparks on there. It should smoulder, and then you should put it in a tinder bundle. Tinder bundle should have really flammable stuff in there. And you just blow it gently. And use the wind wind as well to help you getting oxygen into there. There's a shot of it alight, and then you obviously add your tinder over the top of that, and that's your fire. So always use a char cloth, whatever you use. This is the same process with using a tinder bundle and letting it smoulder, and obviously it will catch light. That's also a very simple way by using char cloth. When you've got a little fire going, maybe you're camping out somewhere and you've got your fire, but you need to save your fire materials and your resources, you can use something called Polypore. This is a fungus that grows on birch trees, so maybe while you're collecting your birch bark you can get a Polypore. Polypore's got multiple uses, but one of them is transporting fire to a new destination. So what it does is you light it, you put it in the fire, and you'll wait for it to smoulder, and it will smoulder for such a long time that you can carry to your next camp if you've got the right way to carry it. And when you get to your new destination, you just need a tinder bundle or something that can light a fire and spark it off again, because this will smoulder until you get to where you want to go. So you'll put it in the fire you've got, let it heat up, and this will smoulder, like I've said 100 times. There you go, this is smouldering. You'll have to think of a way to transport it to a new destination. So this will smoulder for a long, long time, and you can carry that with you. Also, another use for Polypore is it's good for, in the summer months, for keeping gnats away. As you can see, it's very smoky, so this acts like a repellent for gnats and insects. So there you go. As I mentioned, flint and steel, someone kindly, one of my subscribers, really kind bloke, made me this box. It says Tinder Box Becky, so I think he's made the box himself out of wood and put lovely designs on it. And inside, so I've got his details there, inside he's given me loads of bits of flint here, steel, really nice bit of steel, and different lighting materials in there. So if I'll zoom in, I'll get a video. So this is he's given me loads of different lighting materials, a roll of char cloth, a bit of rope, and this stuff which is really rare. I'm not sure what it is, it's top secret, but it's really flammable stuff. and a few little matches here. So there's his details, so shouting them out. So this is, as he said, from a rare plant that grows in Europe, and the matches he's made are handmade. So lovely stuff, and he's given me some nice bits of flint. So thank you, Francis, for this lovely box. I'll be practicing my flint and steel, as I'm not amazing at it, but still got to practice. So if anyone's interested in getting one of these and getting these materials, there's his details. So I'll put a link in the bottom of this video in the subscriptions. But I love that, it's so sweet. So toilet roll and cotton wool buds are also something to carry. Well, everyone carries toilet roll with them, or they should. So that is also a really quick way of lighting a fire. So you just put a match to it, or a ferro rod, or pretty much everything, and that will go up. So that and cotton wool buds with a bit of Vaseline on goes up really quickly. So that's also something that you could use when you're in an emergency. I've also got with me here conifer bark. Conifer bark. You can see this stuff is really fibrous and really dry. So by using my 90-degree edge on this knife, I can scrape the materials just like the birch bark, and you can also make this into a tinder bundle. So these little fibrous bits are really good for lighting. And as you can see, it scrapes off really easily. So also I've got here is a bit of pine resin. So this stuff forms when a pine tree gets damaged and it clumps together to try and heal the wounded tree. So this stuff is just on the outside of the tree, and it's really flammable. It's got bits of wood in there and loads of resin. It's all compacted together. So that is also something useful to carry in your tinder pile. So I think I've gone through everything here now, different materials you can use to start a fire, and different methods as well. I haven't gone through every method, but these are just a few that I do and stuff that I carry with me. So I hope this is helpful to some people who are just getting into bushcraft and want kind of ideas or stuff to carry with them on trips or whatever. So yeah, thanks for watching, everyone. I hope it's been useful. So yeah, thank you. And as you can see, the Polypore is still smouldering. I don't think you can see in the video, but I'll do a shot of that. That's still smouldering.